Now, let's go live to Kyiv. In recent days, the Ukraine president has travelled to the under-fire southern city of Mykolaiv to thank Ukraine fighters. He pops up everywhere, that president, while Brussels has backed Ukraine's membership of the European Union. Ukrainian parliament member Inna Sovsun in recent days attended the funeral for the son of one of her friends who was killed on the eastern front of Russia's invasion. It was another day filled with hardship and heartbreak for Ukrainians as they try and survive in a country torn apart by their invaders. Inna Sovsun joins us right now. Inna, thank you very much for your time. Tell us about the boy's funeral you attended. It must be, I guess, a conga line of terrible ceremonies and funerals that so many people have to attend.
Unfortunately, the boy's name was Roman Ratosny. He is a rather well-known urban activist over here in Kyiv. But for me, he was the son of a friend. And it was a rather big event for the city itself. There were many participants, not just family members and friends, because for us, the death of Roman was very painful, truth be told. He was one of the best of us, one of those who was building a new country. And he joined the territorial defense around Kyiv the first day of the invasion, and he later relocated to the east where he was killed about a week ago. His parents are, of course, devastated. The whole community is devastated. But what he left us with is this feeling that we have to fight back. We have to revenge for his death and death of hundreds of more whom Russians are killing so senselessly right now on the east and in the south of Ukraine.
You people have amazing resilience and fight back. It's such a credit to you. I made mention of the fact that Vladimir Putin used another event in St. Petersburg to validate why he needed to invade Ukraine. I just wonder how shaky his hold on power is at the moment that he feels the need to keep reiterating this.
Well, he needs to reiterate that, but he's also changing rhetoric. Because might I remind you, when the full-scale invasion started, he had different explanations for it. He was talking about the protection of the people of Donbas, and that whom he is now killing senselessly. We're now hiding in Severodonetsk in shelters from Russian bombing. But that was his initial rhetoric. He was also talking about regime change in Kyiv, claiming that the regime is Nazi, which again is as ridiculous as you can imagine, because as you very well know, our president is of Jewish descent. So claiming we're a Nazi state is just as ridiculous as it can get. But now he's talking about a different reason for attack, which is the West forcing Ukraine into NATO. Well, to begin with, we are an independent state. It's our decision which alliance to join or not to join. It's not for him to decide. Secondly, we have never, ever been a threat to Russia. Not a single time in history have we attacked Russia. And now he's saying that we were posing a threat to him. And all this nonsense that he was saying at this economic forum, of course, made very little sense. But I think it speaks to the mind of the people over there in Russia. And he needed that not so much for the West, but for his internal audience, because right now there is a growing dissatisfaction with the fact that many, many people are dying in this senseless war. And I think he just needed to explain to his own people of why that is happening.
You've had many, many promises from the West. As I mentioned a little earlier, many of those have come too slowly and in small amounts. Do you feel abandoned?
Well, we feel many things. I first of all want to say that, of course, we are anyways grateful to all the allies and partners who are providing us with weapons. But unfortunately, we are in a situation where we need much more. Talking to the military on the east right now, they're saying that in some areas, the disproportion between Ukrainian and Russian artillery is 1 to 10. And that is a huge disproportion. In order to be able to protect ourselves, we need heavy weapons, we need aircrafts, which not a single country has provided to us as of yet. And unfortunately, the supplies of weapons is very slow, and we don't have this luxury to wait. We are grateful that the German government, for instance, changed its position and said that they will provide us with air defense system in November. But let's do the math. We are losing 30 to 70 people every single day. You do the math and you calculate how many more we will lose by November. That is the reality we are living in. And unfortunately, we have to be pushy, even if that seems uncomfortable to us, but then also may seem strange to the West. But we are literally being killed every single day. Just today, a couple of hours ago over here in Kyiv, early morning, we had another air raid siren. And then we learned that Ukrainian air defense system struck down the Russian missile targeting Kyiv. Again, literally 20 minutes drive from my home over here in Kyiv. That is the situation that we are living in every day. And that is why we have to be coming back to ask for more.
Inna Sovsun, I feel for you. I wish we could do more. I know our Prime Minister is considering an offer to go to Kyiv, and I hope we can contribute a little bit more to the things that you need. Thank you very much for your time. Be strong.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you. There you go. How would you like to be going through that? Just hard to fathom at all.